What is the most ridiculous thing you've seen someone do in an attempt to get laid? You know, in college on day one of a new semester they do introductions where they go through the class and ask who you are and why you're taking the course. Hi, my name is Darnell and I'm taking Intro to Women's Studies because it's a fine place to meet some bitches. He did it with a straight face and he wasn't even joking. Or maybe he thought he was joking. The silence was deafening. He disappeared before the midterm. That probably sounded better in his head. It always does. I didn't mean that as an excuse. Just I can see how that happened. What a effing killer if he did it as a joke and managed to maintain a straight face. It's possible he quit because he scored the number of bitches he wanted to and didn't want to continue anymore. This kind of behavior isn't that unsuccessful in colleges. So, in a way, he did complete women's studies. Fall directly on their face in front of the person hoping to trigger a maternal instinct. Didn't work. I love that you needed to say it didn't work. Though it'd be a better story if it did. Oh no, a clumsy moron, I must have his babies. Look at Mr. I've never resorted to a pity F here. Florence Nightingale effect. Just like the plot of Back to the Future. Even if that worked, wouldn't that make her want to baby him and not sleep with him? Unless that's his thing, then all power to him. It's dad reflexes, not mom reflexes. 9/10 would catch anyone falling near me now. Rent a sports car just to total it on the way to the girl's house. What a tool. A buddy in college was dating this girl for a few weeks. He announces to us that she agreed to have sex with him, but she wanted a nice date night first. Anyway, a few days before the scheduled date, she has to cancel because her grandmother died and she has to go to the funeral. He immediately went over to her place to convince/beg her to skip the funeral. I was thinking he'll try to sleaze in while she was grieving, but this. What the F is you thinking, son? Thinking with the wrong head, clearly. I just don't think you should be alone right now. What a huge red flag, laughing my butt off. I was at a party the first week of college and one of the freshman guys was standing in the backyard puking his guts out. He stopped for a minute, looked up and with a sly smile said, "What's up, ladies?" Still makes me laugh. Sounds like something McLovin would do, lol. What up, ladies? Your dinner and my standards. Are you saying if I eat this back, I've got better chances? Honestly, that's pretty awesome and self-aware. That's not someone thinking he might get laid. That's a dude who's 100% sure he's not and wants to at least get a laugh as a consolation prize. My buddy Esteban met a girl in college who was into Metro Men. So he shaved his armpits and eyebrows, and painted on fake eyebrows and put on makeup and a tight tank top and some skinny jeans and went to our frat party like that. He didn't get laid, but he got a ton of attention from the gay guy Victor. Classic Esteban. That's Esteban Julio Ricardo Montoya de la Rosa Ramirez to you. But was Victor victorious? I feel like Esteban could have turned the situation into a win if he had been a little less picky. I feel like you wrote this comment just so you could say Victor victorious, and if so, I deeply respect that. I was at a party where a guy was really into me. We flirted a bit and made out, but clearly he was hoping for more. When I told him I was going home, he literally shouted, "Wait. I have a 9-inch thick dick." In a desperate, final attempt to seduce me. I think it's hilarious looking back on it. The only thing I wonder is, was it a 9-inch thick dick or a 9-inch thick dick? Yo baby, I got a dick like a can of coffee. You open it and pour boiling water on what's inside every morning? Only on the days I wake up real groggy. Shit, I'm hung like a pancake, what's up? 9 inches around, may not reach the end of a tuna can, but sure as hell can rip the sides out of it. Both would hurt. Some dude in high school came to a bunch of girls and said, "Hey babes, I found the solution to end the period's pains, just get pregnant. If you want I can help with that." He got detention for harassment. An early boyfriend of mine convinced me that sex cures period cramps. He was kind of right, but only during sex. When I complained afterwards that my cramps had come back, he just said he didn't say it was permanent, upside down face. Well, he didn't lie, I guess. Haha, exactly what I thought, but I was still a little salty. I had really bad cramps. I tried skiing with a girl I was interested in back in high school. She was a really good skier and I had never tried before. Being a 16-year-old boy, I was way too confident and decided to hit her favorite hill to impress her. I couldn't manage to pizza and was flying down the hill at worrying speeds with no way to stop. There was a kid right in my way, so I was left with a choice. I decided to take a fall and ended up doing a full flip before landing on my back. She did not find it impressive. I'm a ski patroller and you don't want to know how many boyfriends/girlfriends I've had to tow off the hill. But in all honesty, the worst injury from a new boyfriend was a shattered fibula and tibia, which isn't the worst injury I've had to help pull off the hill. I've found the worst injuries come from groups of friends who don't have a healthy enough fear of the mountain. Watching guys blow whole paychecks trying to get to strippers that gladly took their money. Had a buddy back in our 20s do this? He was like, "No dude. She really likes me. We're going to see each other again tonight." "Yeah you are, homie. She works there. I'm talking thousands." He had to ramp up his weed dealing to speed and coke. Then he went to prison for it. Never even got the tip wet, as far as I know. Well, never saw any of the guys go quite that far, but seen a few without a cent till the next payday. My faves were in Anchorage back in the 80s. 2 military bases there, and of course the ladies knew when payday was, and that days before they guys would hardly have a dime. Then the Japanese and Korean airline crews would come and oilfield workers from the North Slope on a break and looking for a good time. GIS couldn't get a hello. Damn, if he had just brought the cocaine to the strip club, one of them would have put out for sure. In the Bahamas I learned this by accident. I was just buying some coke and one of the strippers asked if I wanted to go to the private room. I was like, I got $4 cash, and she said that's fine. So I thought she really was into me, because I didn't tell her I had the coke, but she apparently knew the dealer I was meeting. Anyway, she's like, "Want to do blow off my ass?" I didn't really want to before she offered, but when in Rome, or a strip club with a big bag of cocaine, she ended up giving me a BJ while we were both taking rails off each other. No regrets. I'd been to a strip club once when I was 25, and that was because it was a high school friend's bachelor party and I was coerced and cajoled into going. Some time goes by and many beers get had, and this really beautiful stripper, like she was one of the prettiest women I had ever seen, starts kind of singling me out. Always pays me the most attention out of the group when she's making her rounds, making small talk, etc. So after a little bit of this, she leans over and says, "I've got a break in a few minutes. Going to be around? I'd like to talk some more without so many distractions," or something like that. So she comes by and pulls me aside and we're chatting. I tell her a little about me and what I studied in college and where I work and stuff. She's telling me about her majoring in organic chemistry, but she wanted to go to music school and study jazz, blah blah blah. This chick is gorgeous and smart? Oh hell yeah. I'm cool and collected on the outside, but inside my mind is racing. Could I really date a stripper? Would I get jealous? I mean, she's already a stripper, it's not like it's a surprise or anything. I know this about her and I already like her, so I guess yeah? I start thinking about waking up with her next to me, what it would be like going to museums and shows with her, the sex, oh my god, the sex. Fuck, Gozer, be cool. You've got this. You're going to keep throwing that charm at her, get her number by the end of the night, she's definitely wanting you to take her on a date at least. This chick likes me. I was buzzing. I think my feet were floating a millimeter or two off the floor. And after a few minutes, she says, "So, can I give you a lap dance?" I tell her I just gave her the last of all my money when she was on the bar. Before I could even finish the sentence, she lets out a sharp uck, whips around and stomps away. I stood there and said to myself, oh yeah. She's a stripper. I'm in a strip club. That's the thing. Smack my head. Oh well, I think to myself. One for the spank bank anyhow. Life lesson learned tonight. Then shortly after, our bachelor is so wasted he reaches across the bar and sticks his finger in a stripper's vagina. She snaps to her knees, grabs him by the hair and threatens to cut his balls off. Immediately, two giant marble pillars of guys appear behind us to see what the commotion is all about. We scoop the bachelor up and off the bar stool and whisk him out to the car and beat it out of there post-haste. Then we drive home for a half hour, 5 dudes with boners and no women and no money. Never had the urge to go back. Edit. Since the other part of this story is getting so much attention, let me clarify by copying my response to someone further down. He was one of those people that's fine and conversational on drink number 5 and then you turn your back for 30 seconds and he's cross-eyed, vomiting and lost a shoe. He had just hopped that stage when it happened. I wasn't paying close attention to him or what he was doing beforehand, but he said something to the effect of, "It's just right there," expressing amazement that there was a stranger's vulva staring him in the face. I honestly think he was pointing at it and reached too far. Still stupid and definitely still a big no-no at the strip club, or anywhere, but it wasn't malicious and I'm pretty sure not entirely purposeful. If there wasn't a naked, spread open vagina a few feet from his face, he wouldn't have gotten anywhere near touching a woman like that. He was never that kind of guy. Just an idiot. Holy crap, that poor stripper. Drunk or not, that was really effing awful of your friend. Christ. Yup. It's the last night I've ever spoken with him. It's crazy how effing dumb thirsty dudes can be. I had a friend in high school who just straight up didn't understand women and seems like someone who could do this. Obviously, he also thought most women were dumb sluts. Had a Marine Corps buddy 20 years ago that would regularly blow his whole paycheck on one stripper every 1st and 15th. We're talking 7 or 8 months straight after he first saw her dance. The girl's husband came to the club every night and watched her dance, but my dude still thought he had a shot. He got pieces orders and after he left the husband asked what happened to him because they missed the money she made from him. I bet they missed it. Full-time salary from one customer? Hell yeah. Someone once came up to me and after we talked for a few minutes he asked me if I knew the capital of a couple of states. I did until I got to South Carolina. Also we were on Bourbon Street and it was like 1 a.m. After I told him I didn't know, he said that I was just really stupid. I turned around and quit talking to him. 2 minutes later he tapped me on the shoulder and asked if I wanted to go back to his hotel. I do not understand negging. As stupid as the entire concept is, nor does he apparently. Negging is supposed to be more of a backhanded put-down like wow, most girls with your figure wouldn't be brave enough to wear that, but I love that you are. The idea being that they can't get mad because hey, it's a compliment and you're just being honest, combined with them now feeling the need to gain your validation, which then translates to sex. Whole thing is effing stupid, but telling a girl that she's an idiot then asking her to sleep with you is even more moronic. I'm a mechanical engineer specializing in automotive aftermarket design. I'm also a huge gearhead. To top it off, I'm a woman. I've had guys tell me at cars and coffee events that my car was theirs, or that they did the work on my car. I do it all myself. I make a game of seeing how big of a hole I can get them to dig. That sounds very funny. How do they react when the truth is revealed? Usually backpedal and say it must have been a similar car. I usually have fairly unique cars though. The actual gearheads at events hate these guys too. Honestly, just knowing you're out there calling these guys out in such a hilarious way makes me happy. I've been told I should make a YouTube channel out of it. I'd really hate to make it seem like all the guys who like cars are douchebags. The vast majority of them are just geeks who like cars. Some of my best friends and teachers are male gearheads. It is fun though. I totally get that. I'm in a male-dominated, stereotypically very sexist industry and most of the guys I've worked with have been great. Definitely not all of them, by a long way. But most. Very much the same experience. Most, once they know you're there to work, don't give a crap. Very few are terrible though. They give all men a bad name. I'm sure it works the other way in industries dominates by women though too. What was the most embarrassing, for them, encounter you had? 2 came mind. First one was at a car meet. A guy was explaining to me how fast his C5 Corvette was and how my Evo would never hang with it. Then went on to poorly explain to me the turbo system I built. I finally told him how wrong he was and he effed off. He tried a bunch of crap with other people yelling about racing and whatnot. People were pretty sick of him. He finally went to get into his car and leave. Does a huge burnout, takes off, loses it, and jumps the median mowing down a couple street signs. We all got to watch his dad pick him up and yell at him for wrecking his car. Other was when I was still drag racing. Guy with a pretty much stock C28 bet me $200 he'd win a race. At the time I had a supercharged 5.4 and a Mustang. Won easily. He refused to pay up. The other guys at the track didn't take kindly to that. He eventually wrote me a check, but I doubt he'll live that one down. I had to Google all of this. I don't know why anyone would fake knowing this kind of technical info. It would be easy to catch the idiot lol. If you're an idiot, you don't know that though. You, my friend, are my effing hero. I have a 1965 VW Myers Manx Dune buggy clone that my dad and I built ourselves. I've caught people in parking lots leaning on the roll cage or even as far as letting their kids sit in it when I walk up, and I always lead them on like this. Several have tried to claim it as theirs and then get upset when I tell them to get their hands or kids out of / off my car. I will always let the kids take pictures if they catch me with the car and ask, but damn. I have a Morgan three-wheeler. I have had to call the cops on people because they wouldn't get the F out of my car. I ride motorcycles more often than I drive. The number of times I've had to tell people to get off my bike is ridiculous. How do they react when you finally tell them that it's your car? That sounds like it'd be fun to watch. It's been fun. I'd let them tell me a car was theirs and then hit the unlock on my key fob. That guy just walked away. I had a guy tell me that the turbo he had on my Evo was a 100mm turbo. Not even close. I kept that guy going forever. I think he was the one that told me he built carbon fiber fenders for it. A friend of mine finally spilled the beans and he just acted like he hadn't been talking about his car but one he used to own. I have a ton of other stories. Not the same, but a fun hitting the key fob story. I had just very recently moved away from a bad situation my friends were aware about, so a bunch of stuff was still in my car. A friend met me to grab some food. On our way out, we're walking toward my car, which he doesn't know is my car. He points it out and makes a comment about how little people take care of their own things. I'm like, yeah, I know. Then I unlocked the car from the remote in my pocket. He was so embarrassed. I told him, think about other possibilities before you judge. Oh God. This reminds me of something I did years ago. I just hit it off with a girl and ended up being hit from behind a few weeks into it. I had to get a rental and I talked so much crap about the car. Yep, she owned the same one lol. Here we have my V4 Chevy Supra. I just replaced the blinker fluid last night. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.